What's up YouTube? My name is Harmagito and today I'm going to show you 3 tips to improve your workflow in Ableton Live. Alright, let's get started. Tip number 1, key commands. One of my favorite things about Ableton Live is the fact that you can map your keys on your keyboard to different controls in Ableton Live. So let's go ahead and open up Ableton Live. As you can see, I have a session here already open, and there's a button on the top right called Key. Now what we're going to do is we're going to click that, and as you can see it's blank right now, but there's several things that I like to map in the transport section of Ableton Live that really improve your workflow. Number 1, I like to map the metronome, so I'm going to make this the C button, and then I'm going to map the stop button, which I'm going to make that N. And that brings everything, when you hit that, it brings everything to the beginning of your track. So if you want to hear it all the way through, that's really helpful to me. Number 3, I'm going to map the record button, and I'm going to make that M. In my process, I've noticed that the stop button and the record button, when I'm trying to do things really quick or record something really quick, I'm hitting stop and I'm hitting record interchangeably. And so I've noticed that if I put those 2 keys together, it really helps me out. And then I'm going to do the loop feature, and I'm going to make that L. And so after I've mapped all of those, I'm just going to press key, and now you have it completely saved. And so if I hit L, if you can see, the loop feature goes on and off, and that is just super handy. And say I'm right here in the middle of the track and I'm playing, I can hit N, and that brings me all the way back to the beginning of the track, and that's super helpful. Or if I press M, it'll start recording. And this is all super helpful. It really saves you a lot of time if you go ahead and map some of these. Anything that you can do pre-production, getting into writing a song, things like this will really save you time. Tip number 2, default templates. Another one of my favorite features about Ableton Live is the fact that you can create a standard template that every time you open up a new project, there's things in there that will already be set up just how you like it to help your workflow. For me, if we go ahead and look in Ableton Live, the BPM 128, electronic dance music producers love 128 as we know. So I usually start off at that tempo. I go up or down depending on the type of track I'm making. Other things that I like to do, I like to make a return channel. I put in a reverb with Valhalla Reverb. Check that guy out, super awesome reverb. And then on my master channel, I have a mastering chain that I have already set up. You can see a utility feature in there for gain staging, spectrum analyzer, and of course my mastering suite. So to make your default tempo, what you do is hit Command, comma, and that is the shortcut to bring up your preferences in Ableton Live. You go to the folder section, and then say we've done a bunch of stuff, and you've seen what I've done, and to this current project, and we'll just hit Save Current Set as Default, and we'll just click OK. And so now the set that you see on the screen right now is the set that will show up every time I open up Ableton Live in a new set. Tip number 3, instrument racks. What I love about instrument racks is you can take a plugin like Massive and then take an audio effect like EQ8, group them together, and then save them into one folder. And so you don't have to be running around saying, where is Massive in my plugins folder, and where is the EQ8 in my audio effects. So let's go ahead and create an example of an instrument rack. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Instruments. I'm going to click on Instrument Rack and drag this into a blank MIDI channel, and then we're going to just name this Massive plus EQ. Okay, and then now we're going to go to our plugins, and we're going to pull down Massive into the instrument rack, and then we're going to go into our audio effects, and we're going to pull out an EQ8 and put that right in there. Then we're going to open this up, and we're going to map the frequency to this first macro knob. So we're going to click Map, Frequency, and then unmap, and then let's rename this Cut, because we're going to cut out all the low end to this to the synth, whether it's an arpeggio or whatever you're adding in. You're trying to make room for the bass. You don't want that all that muddiness in your low end. So now you can see it's cutting as we move the knob. It's cutting out the low end, and so let's just rename this Massive plus EQ tutorial. All right, so now we have that, and so I have this folder where I keep all my instrument racks. It's called HM Quick File. Name it whatever you want. Create your own custom folder. And what we do is we just take this and we just drag it And as you can see, it shows up Massive plus EQ tutorial. You can rename it if you want. Click enter and bam, it's in your folder. So let's just delete this. And so we're working, making an awesome tune. We click on this, opens up, and then there you go. You have your Massive and your EQ. So those are my 3 tips to how to make your workflow more efficient in Ableton Live. My name is Harmon Guido. Hit subscribe and comment, and I'll see you next time.